Everybody was sure this election was all done and over with. So, amongst the speech in the basketball courts, the auditorium, their crowds were up on both sides. And whenever the white guy was speaking, or white gal, the blacks were talking. And whenever the blacks were speaking, the whites were talking. So I start off giving the speech, and by God's grace, I pulled the cord right out of the wall because I was trying to keep the thing quiet. Everybody went silent for all 1,600 people, and that election was over, and I had the coolest time as president of Oak Ridge that year when we won every single football game. I ran the pep rally. So, I don't really need a speaker. I'm going to talk about changing the world because that's what we are going to do. And I'm going to talk about it with some examples from here. One of my closest friends was begging me on the Thursday afternoon before Biden was inaugurated to figure out some way to overturn the Arizona election results and keep Trump in the game. So he's about as conservative as you're going to find. And yet, when he had a lawsuit that he needed somebody to represent him in, he went to my new protege, the Black Lives Matter's attorney, Lagon. Do you see? That's what the world is supposed to be. And there was a meeting of a capital equity group about 6 months ago here. And one of the coolest things to see in that room that day was the black woman principal sitting with all the old conservative white bread millionaires. And better yet, when she left, all the great things they had to say about her, because finally they had a chance to meet her and get to know her. And they were thrilled that she was their partner. That's what the world has to happen. You want to reform the criminal justice system? Alexis got it right. We can talk about all of these major movements, but what we need to do is change the way the plea bargaining works. Plea bargaining is not fair. You have no money, you're locked up in a county jail, you're not going to get bail unless you make some kind of deal. You want to get out of county jail bad and go to prison, because you hate county jail, it's much worse than prison. So you don't do anything that you're supposed to, and your attorney, who's got 6,000 cases and has no time and you have no money, get you the best plea deal that they can get. And it's become warped. You want to change the system? Change the plea bargaining process. One small change, and this system is going to convert. We'll propose next year how to do that so that plea bargaining becomes fair. Because the Constitution gives you a real right. It's a right to a jury trial. And if 4% of the people would go to trial, the system would shut down. It would collapse today. That's what we want people to do. We want to go back and make the jury trial important. Do you know why? Because it tells us what we need most of all. If we're prosecuting too many people,